This video will compare Shakespeare's play Merchant of Venice with the life of Antonio de Padua. The play opens up with Antonio worried about his ships at sea, and the movie of Antonio de Padua opens up with him shipwrecked in Sicily. When Gratiano enters, he says, "You look not well," which could be a reference to the friar's sickly appearance when he contracted malaria in Morocco. Later on, Gratiano says, "Do cream and mantle like standing in a pond, but fish not this melancholy bait." Like when the friar stood in the pond and preached to the fish and the rimini. The first reference to lost objects is when Bassanio says, "That which I owe is lost, to shoot another arrow that same way to find both." In order to win Portia's heart and fortune, the suitors have to search a chest of gold, silver, or lead. One of the suitors is the Prince of Aragon, which shares the Iberian Peninsula with Portugal, the birthplace of Antonio. When Morocco appears, he holds the scimitar which slew the Sulfi, probably a reference to Antonio seeking martyrdom in Morocco. And he says, "From all four corners of the earth, people come to kiss this shrine." As early as a year of his death, people came to see Antonio's body. The main conflict is when Antonio borrows money from Shylock, and Shylock demands a pound of flesh if the money is not paid back in time. The pound of flesh is most likely Antonio of Padua's tongue. A lesser-known relic of St. Anthony are his vocal cords in Lanciano, Italy, seen by the narrator of this video.
"If you prick us, do we not bleed?"
It was actually Friar Antonio who said that usurers are thorns in the side that make us bleed. Perhaps Shakespeare gave this line to the Jewish character to remind us of Christ the Jewish carpenter who shed his blood for mankind. In the middle of the play, Master Antonio goes to jail because he cannot pay back Shylock's debt. Likewise, Friar Antonio was willing to go to jail for Christ's sake. Friar Antonio would often represent the wrongly accused and prove their innocence. In the 12th century, Friar Antonio encountered a skeptical Jew named Gillard. Perhaps Shakespeare anglicized the name of Gillard to form the character named Shylock. Gillard did not believe in the presence of Christ in the host, so challenged the friar to a test of faith. Gillard did not feed his mule for 3 days and to see if the creature preferred some oats or the Eucharist. After the 3 days, the starving mule passed on the oats and reverently received the Eucharist. At the beginning of Shakespeare's trial, Shylock does mention asses and mules, possibly referring to this event with Gillard. At Shakespeare's trial, Shylock is offered a chest with twice the amount of money he loaned out, but he would rather claim a pound of flesh to be cut off nearest the merchant's heart. Shylock was about to cut open the merchant's chest, but Antonio was saved by Portia, disguised as a lawyer. When a usurer in Padua died, the friar proclaimed, "Go to his treasure chest. You will find his heart in there with his money." When the usurer's body was opened up, a bag of coins was found in place of his heart. Shakespeare probably modified this phrase and incident to devise the casket search for Portia's picture earlier in the play. The main connection between the dramatic and historical characters is that both Shakespeare and St. Anthony preached a message of forgiveness. Neither the usurers of Venice or Padua forgave the tardiness of their loans, so ultimately they lost everything.